Devblog 42 is now out. Here's everything you need to know about the up and coming wipe for Rust Console Edition. Before that though, I want to let you in on what I'm working on at this moment in time. Upsurge Host. So Upsurge Hosting is a game server hosting provider promising premium, reliable and affordable service with 99% uptime, instant setup and full coverage via the SLA, quick and simple. The catalog for Upsurge Hosting keeps growing but currently includes over 40 games cutting across genres like open world, survival, shooters, sandbox and simulation. The pricing is very much affordable. For now, we are supplying servers over on PC with high grade protection so DDoSing isn't an issue, as well as very consistent support around the board. We are striving to hit the console market within the next year. Check out the links to the Discord and our website in the description below. And quickly covering Warfare. So Warfare is a server myself and other content creators you may know that do content over on Rust Console Edition. So this is called Warfare Rust servers. We have got an NA server which is a 2x vanilla and also a 3x clans modded server. So if any of them sound of any interest to you, I'll leave the links to that in the description as well. So with the current wipe closing in, it's time to take a look at what's coming to the island next. So this month marks the first big content update for the new generation version of Rust Console Edition, and it is pretty stacked. First of all, let's talk about modular vehicles, motorbikes, pedal bikes and brand new monument, DLC skins and even more updates on the RustGuard, which is the new anti-cheat system for Rust Console Edition. So there's a lot to break down. Let's dive into Devblog 42 and hopefully it answers questions you guys have been asking in the comment section. Let's get the elephant out the room. Let's kick things off with the biggest addition, which is the modular vehicles. These are finally coming to the main branch of Rust Console Edition. Only taken 4 years, but we'll move past that. Out in the world, you'll find different chassis types, and with the right modules, you'll be able to build your own ride. If you want something fast, stack on extra engine modules, or if you want something heavy duty for raids, go with armored plating and more protection. It's basically your car, your way, and it changes the way basically all of us players move around the island completely, from quick solo runs to squad rollouts that feel like straight up convoy raids. And this very much captures what scrap helis and minicopters do just on the ground. So we basically have the vehicles for Rust to a T now. We have horses, we have cars and other things like pedal bikes and motorbikes, as well as air transportation. We have all the transportation we really need for the game now. The only ones that really lie in our wake is trains. So if you haven't been able to play the PTB, or you're brand new to Rust Console or Rust in general, and you need a full breakdown guide of what modular cars can do for you and your experience, go to the video made by Jafar, who already put together the ultimate guide on modular vehicles. So we'll leave that in the description below if anybody wants the full details. Aside from cars, pedal bikes are going to be obviously our best friend when going into the game when it's very much in the prim stage. So they're fast, silent and no fuel required. Perfect if you want to loot, escape or just get around the map without making any noise. But on the other hand, motorbikes are where the fun really starts. You have more speed, more power, but they will need low grade fuel to run. They're riskier since you're exposed and obviously make more sound, but honestly flying through the island on a bike is probably worth every second, as opposed to obviously the pedal bike. Yes, you have no sound with the pedal bike, but then you have more speed with the motorbike, so it's whatever you want to go with in the moment. Here's something that Double 11 have added that is a little more sinister. These are handcuffs and the prisoner hood. So this mechanic allows you to actually capture players instead of dropping them where they stand. Handcuff them, throw a hood over their head and drag them back to your base. And this sort of opens up all sorts of wild possibilities. You have locking enemies away so they can't get revenge, using them as leverage with negotiating with other groups, or if you're just feeling extra toxic, making your own little prison camp. It's another layer of chaos which basically fits the Rust's brutal gameplay style and, let's be honest, the community that play the game. On top of all of this, we've got a fresh DLC coming through, the shipping container building skin. This one's a fan favourite from PC and finally making its way to console, as we saw the leak at the start of August. August has gone pretty fast, right? Now we're at the end, and we've got this coming to the game on the main branch. It basically gives that industrial vibe to your base, and with the spray can you can recolor panels however you like. Then there's the wallpaper pack DLC. It comes with 26 different wallpaper designs, and 4 of them will be for free for everyone. Now your base can look just as clean on the inside as it does the outside. Both DLCs will be dropping shortly after the wipe, so keep an eye out on the socials for the exact release dates. Let's talk about RustGuard real quick, which is the Rust console anti-cheat. According to the developers, it's been doing a really good job. Loads of players using the third-party devices have been banned, some temporary and some permanent, and overall cheating has dropped by over 2/3. Most importantly, legit player numbers haven't been impacted, meaning RustGuard is targeting cheaters without punishing everyone else. It's not perfect, but it's a really solid step forward for the game to be played in a fair manner. I really am intrigued to see how many people cheat on this game, like percent wise. I've seen percentages thrown around from anywhere from 1% to 10% to 50%. Just from my standpoint, like the experience I've had with this game and evolving with it, especially in a competitive sense, there are so many people that I've just come across who do cheat. And the thing is that unfortunately this may be small minority in the community compared to legit players. They have the bigger impact because they're on the social media such as TikTok, some are on YouTube, that are cheating, right? Then legit players are able to access these sorts of content that are people selling scripts or cheating, and you know, they get to the point where they are sort of done with the game and they want to go and cheat. And that's basically what's been really happening for the past 3 to 4 years. So as much as people may say this anti-cheat is not working, I've seen and spoken to people that have cheated in the past that are actually somewhat anxious to play the game because of this introduction to RustGuard that we've had, which is a great sign indeed. One thing I'm not totally in agreement with is the 3-day banning system. If we were going to unban people or give them another chance, I'll do the same as what PC did, and that was unban everyone that was banned about 8 months ago to a year, because people could have grown up, they could choose to just, you know, play the game legitly, and if you know, they do decide to cheat, then the anti-cheat will pick those people up and they'll get banned again, simple as, and they'll go back to playing whatever game they are playing. And my standpoint with the 3-day ban thing is that, let's just say someone on TikTok has, you know, 80,000, 100,000 followers, but they have been cheating this entire time and people may not have known about it, but at that point they've built the foundation of getting 80, 100,000 or maybe even 10,000 followers, but they've got a fan base and people like watching their content. So for them to get banned for 3 days and then be like, oh god, right, I can't play on this device anymore, let's go back to being legit, it doesn't really matter because they've already built the foundations for their channel and their fan base. So for whatever reason, if people weren't aware that that specific content creator, let's say for example, had been banned, then it sort of nullifies a banning from an anti-cheat, if you get where I'm coming from. Let's just say for example that I was a player and I played the game and I was known for being quote unquote really fucking good at it. I was cracked from day one and people were saying I was cheating, and you know, I was like, yeah, whatever, right? And let's say I was sort of like a solo, Lone in Tokyo type player, and I was beaming people, had great content, really good, fast paced, and I got to around 50,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube through that content. With this anti-cheat rolling out, I was actually cheating the whole time and my main accounts got banned, and I'm like, oh god, okay, I need to stop playing on that cheating device. I have that 3-day sort of grace period to rethink my life about, you know, cheating, so now I'm back as a legit. But you know, you've already built the fan base, you've already built something off of a lie, which you can now go forward and say, well, I'm legit, when that entire time you weren't. Do you kind of get where I'm coming from? I don't know, but just wanted to throw that out there. I don't essentially agree with the 3-day banning thing. If anything, you should ban the past 8 months to a year, because you know, people will just cheat until that 3 days over, and then they'll go to either playing legit or not playing the game. So if you've announced that there's an anti-cheat out, you should ban people permanently regardless, because that in itself is the warning. They shouldn't need a 3-day warning for that. So to wrap things up, Devbug 42 is easily one of the biggest content drops Rust console has seen in a while. Modular vehicles, bikes, new items, not to mention the Junkyard monument, DLC skins, wallpapers, and solid anti-cheat progress. Next month, devlog 43 will bring us quality of life updates, so we can expect plenty more info on that very soon. But for now, I want to know, what's the first thing you're testing out on this wipe? Are you going straight for modular vehicles, or are you hopping on a bike to zoom around the island? Let me know in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and as always people, see you in the next one. Take care.